September 11th, 2001 was an important day for me because it was the first time that identifying myself as an American actually started to mean something. I was 14, I had just entered my freshman year of high school in a suburb of Philadelphia, and I'd left my history class with Mr. Adams and walked down the hallway where my friend Zach stopped me and told me what had happened. My teachers for the rest of the day didn't let me watch TV. I'm not sure if they wanted to do that out of protection or they were confused themselves, but it wasn't until later that afternoon when I got home that I was able to see what was going on. And I remember sitting in my kitchen and with my mom and just saying over and over again, "Mom, are you seeing this? Are you know, is this really happening?" And I felt such an array of emotions like everybody did: shock, disbelief, anger, fear, sorrow. And I like to think, though, that we can find a positive in every situation. And so if we can find one for that day, it's that 9/11 unified a generation. Think about, we're all standing up here tonight telling our stories, and every single person out there in the audience has their own story. Everybody remembers where they were, what they were doing, how they felt, how they were impacted. It doesn't matter your race, your gender, your socioeconomic level, your religion. That day, 9/11, made all of us proud and honored to be Americans. So. Sometimes you're happy, and sometimes you're sad, but the world goes around. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes around.
The sky is falling, Johnny boy. The air is dark with mournful wails. You rush to rescue helpless souls. Up in the sky, the death bird sails. You still fight on to aid the weak. The powerless and feeble lie. Undaunted by their wretched fate, you charge ahead while towers die. Upon the weary men and maids, the death knell of the stone and steel, come down in fiery wrath and woe, unheeding of their pleas for weal. Oh, Johnny boy, we loved you, lad, and though the demons won the day, your selfless love still keeps us warm in all the wreckage and dismay. Forever now shall all the lads who even in their deaths were brave walk hand in hand, all clothed in white, with those poor souls they strove to save. Johnny Boy by Terry E. Wilbur. Long ago and far away, before the world had come to this, I took for granted how my life would be, assuming that my freedom would be free. Before these evening shadows fell, I reveled in the light of day. I rarely ever cried, my patience wasn't tried, and heroes never died. But if I had my way, things would be
I wasn't even here yet. I was making hats at the Children's Theater in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for a production of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I arrived to work that morning, and we listened to the radio every morning, and we talked about all the very important developments in musical theater that had happened the night before. And as we were discussing those politics, we heard a very strange report on the radio. I believe it was NPR, and we had heard that there was a plane crash in New York, and then there was a second one. And I remember the entire staff had quietly and without discussing it made their way down to the green room in the basement where there was a live television. And what I remember about that day was standing in a room, a tiny room with a television and about 40 people, completely silent. And I remember the overwhelming feeling of helplessness that we all felt being so far away. But what was remarkable to watch and to witness and to be a part of from a distance was the amazing quality and beauty to the human spirit, the way that New Yorkers just picked up and helped one another get through probably one of the worst moments in our nation's history. In the canyons of death, men lie in a daze, silently fighting their way through the haze. Many unconscious to all sight and sound, though they lie there unmoving, they are heroes all around. In apartments and wards, the angels descend to cool a fever, to sit with a friend, to fill in a void where no family is found. Though they never admit it, there are heroes all around. They're out there right now, fighting a war, creating miracles, working for more. Their deeds unrewarded, their glory uncrowned, no missions recorded, but there are heroes all around.
I do not mourn for New York, because songs can't die. And New York is our song, America's song. Yet, I stand in disbelief knowing we all die. My Shauna died, for no real reason, for no real cause, and without song. Just the silence of breaks. And I can't comprehend either. I can only hear the sound of New York emanating from Westchester Hill Cemetery. Gershwin's blues rhapsodize the blood red of the fire stations, while from the Bronx, Miles plays his own kind of blues to soothe us all. As Irving Berlin's God Bless America ends with a question mark. Over in Brooklyn, Bernstein's West Side Story has spread its borders into Manhattan as tragedies magnify, while Coltrane's love supreme struggles to belong. Yet, the sound that captures me and my posture is the final chord struck by Johnny Thunders from Flushing, reverberating like the sound of God crying as his creation spirals downward once again. And I still don't mourn for New York. I will sing, because they have given me the gift of a song to mourn with. Songs of Mourning, Skip Shea.